Okay, you might have noticed on this YouTube channel, it's pretty low brow, pretty questionable. A lot of humor that's in poor taste. I guess when you do several Hitler humor jokes, that's pretty apparent. But, well, my YouTube channel not had much success. I got one more subscriber that brings me to a whopping 11. And, most of my views are my own. But, well, I'm kind of disappointed and embarrassed by my YouTube channel. I want to take it down, but now because I have no life and way too much free time because I never had a girlfriend in my entire life, well, I want to take down my YouTube channel. I'm too lazy to do it because I got 180 videos, so decided to do a rant that's in such poor taste. Well, it's going to save me some time to get the YouTube Corporation to take my YouTube channel down for me. I'm going to do, a comedy bit about serial killers, okay? Now, this sounds in poor taste, and I'm trying to get my YouTube channel taken down. Kid, I was kind of a morbid kid, and I love books about monsters, I read books on vampires and werewolves. On a tangent, I remember once in grade school, I wanted to become a monster, and, well, if you're gonna die, you really just aspire to be a werewolf. Vampires are more for gay men and women for all the frilly clothing and, candles and, Romanian accents. So, man, just aspire to be a werewolf, and, well, reading a book, I found two ways that might turn me into a werewolf. First way was a little too gross for me, what you gotta do is you gotta fight an animal killed and eaten by a wolf and eat its brain, and, that won't work for me. But the second method sounded more achievable. Basically, you gotta wait till the night of the full moon, go to the forest, jump over a fallen tree and ask the leader, wolf god of the werewolves, to let you be a werewolf. I was gonna do it, but I was not doing too well in school, and I was scared if I did the ritual, the god of the werewolves would say, "Oh man, you said you're not doing school. I don't want you to be werewolf. You'd be a bad PR for the werewolves and hurt our rep, So I didn't do it, but then I realized, oh my god, there are no werewolves or monsters, and I did something that wholesome, healthy people might make it look questionable. I didn't realize, well, there are scary, inhuman monsters that are real. Serial killers, and I didn't watch slasher movies. I read a lot of books written by FBI profilers. I saw a lot of documentaries, and the healthy people, when you're watching a biography on Jeffrey Dahmer, I go, I want that guy red flagged, and later, and, well, I'm going on, so, but I don't aspire to be those guys. They're just scary monsters, that make you want to be Ash Williams and chop their heads off with a chainsaw after they cut off your hand, and, well, this comedy bit's meant to be in the worst taste conceivable, and once you set the bar as low as Hitler humor, you really gotta scrape the bottom of the barrel to even get more low brow and unwise in humor. So going on with this bit, so I'm gonna start doing a comedy on serial killers. Would be a great versus movie better than Freddy versus Jason or Batman versus Superman? Jeffrey Dahmer versus John Wayne Gacy. When you see the trailer, they say you gotta choose his side. And the guy who sees the trailer goes, "Oh God, I'm going on a date this weekend with my girlfriend, and she likes movies and there's no romantic comedy, so I gotta see John Wayne Gacy versus Jeffrey Dahmer. God, can you give me his side to root for here, where I won't feel unclean and unwholesome for the rest of my life? My girlfriend probably not gonna dump me after we leave the movie, but I have to pick a side there, and it has to be Jeffrey Dahmer. I know the guy was a gay, deranged serial killer, but Well, I work at a chocolate factory too, and I know doing that job can turn you into a homicidal maniac. The constant smell of chocolate can make even the strongest man snap, It's probably what happened to Jeffrey Dahmer, but that's the scary thing about serial killers. The soundproofing at Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment complex must have been pretty good. He must have had neighbors on each side, and Jeffrey Dahmer was fucked in the head. He was gay, he wanted a gay boyfriend, but he was so deranged and unlikable that was impossible. So he wanted to create a lobotomized gay sex slave zombie sex toy. So one time he lures a gay man to his house, drugs him in, drills a hole into his head and wants to pour in sulfuric acid to lobotomize the kid. It didn't work, surprisingly, and killed the guy. And the soundproofing must have been great. I could just see one of his neighbors, a family man, going, God, this apartment complex is great, honey. Feel safe here. Feel safer than I've ever been. And our neighbor Jeffrey, he was a good man to me. Like, he must be into tools like me. He came over and asked to borrow my, power drill. And I said, no problem. Then he asked to borrow sulfuric acid. I said, well, I had sulfuric acid. I use it to deal with rust on my Chevrolet car, but I'm all out, man. I can only give you the power drill. That guy must be a blue-collar guy like me, And, that's the scary things about serial killers that normal there are. Like John Wayne Gacy, the guy who was also a gay deranged serial killer who killed gay men, and he ended up with a graveyard in his basement of 30 dead bodies. But he wasn't all bad. He liked to dress up as a clown and cheer up kids at the, kids ward, at the hospital. Kind of like Patch Williams. Patch Williams wasn't so likable, and like the kids are like, God, this clown is cheering me up. It's really scaring me. I got cancer, but the cancer's not as scary as Pogo the Clown, John Wayne Gacy was also not too bright. The police are onto him, and they're staking out his house, and he's so arrogant. He thinks he can get away with it. He's fucking with the cops, staking him out, trying to catch him. Unwise. I can just see the two police officers, in the cop car across the street, staking out his house, and we're actually cops from stakeout. Emilio Estevez has a rich drive, because the one cop's like, well, Emilio, well, in this stakeout, I don't give a shit. There's no attractive female love interest for me, Richard Dreyfuss, to bang, so I'm not going to get invested. But the cop goes, well, Richard, I didn't want to get invested either until he, Mr. Gacy tried to make us think it was better than us, so maybe we should check his basement. Sounds like a good idea, Emilio. With his comedy bed scraping the bottom of the barrel so low, I crashed through the bottom of the barrel and is at the molten core of the earth. Gay deranged serial killers. There was these others too. One of their names was Kraft. I forget the name of the other guy. And they had to drive a lot to find gay transient men to abduct, murder, and kill, but, they don't like to drive a lot, and, I can just see them in the car, and they need a song to listen to on the radio, and their favorite song was on the radio, and guy driving the car, and Mr. Kraft's in the passenger seat goes, favorite song, on the road again, with my best friend who's a deranged gay man, trying to find another gay man to abduct, with my best friend Mr. Kraft on the road again. And the guy who rode on the road again finds out, he's like, God, so now I'll never be able to feel good about writing that song again about that one guy and his best friend Mr. Kraft, and well, that's enough. I just gotta say, I don't aspire to be these guys. I think they're fucking monsters who, in a better world, be better if they were shot in the face, but Well, my YouTube channel is having much success. I want to take it down, but I'm kind of lazy, and well, I needed a YouTube channel that scraped the bottom of the barrel to the point where, well, YouTube crud, you know, corporations gonna have to take my channel down for me. Okay, I'm out.